Hello and welcome. I made already a few videos and articles that were sponsored in English, and they were all on topics related to computers. For the first time, for the content in my native, so on the BikeGremlin RS YouTube channel in Serbo-Croatian, I got a sponsor for content that is related to mechanics. Now, what has that got to do with the BikeGremlin US channel and my videos in English? Well, I think it's a good idea to share and explain this, because I will be using and making reviews of some tools that I did not have to pay for, that I got for free. And when I'm doing that, I think it is only fair to say that I did not pay for a certain tool that I'm reviewing. Yes, I do my best to be as objective as possible, but I still think that it would be only fair to disclose that information. However, at the same time, I think it's also fair to talk about that sponsorship deal, even though, as I said, it is completely unrelated to my content in English. So the sponsor is an online tool shop from my country, from Serbia, called Superalati.rs, or Super Tools if you translate it to English. I bought tools from that company on more than one occasion, and I've always been happy with the quality of service. And the last tool that I got from them was the wheel cart for tool tray on wheels. And I was super pleased with the way they dealt with the warranty and the quality of service, so that I mentioned that in my video review of that product. I will make that video pop up in your top right hand corner if I don't forget. And I know that it's very difficult for companies to provide that kind of service in Serbia, and I appreciate it. I don't take that for granted. So among other things, I thank them and I send them a link to my video, because I know that companies like to brag with good customer feedback, and my logic was, okay, they are working hard, and if my video helps them to use some sort of advertisement or anything, that's great. It doesn't cost me anything. And very soon after that, the owner of the company, Igor Grčić, contacted me. Soon we were on the phone, and he asked if I'm happy to make some sort of collaboration, cooperation, and so on. And one of the first things that he mentioned was what I really liked, and that was sold at that moment. The rest were just technicalities. He said he wanted me to just keep doing what I'm doing, and to make any tool presentations or reviews just the way I do it regularly, so to speak. So in detail, with all the pros and cons noted and everything. They did not want to interfere with my editing policy whatsoever, just to, in a way, support my work and get some advertising in return. So in my opinion, that's a win-win. And the good thing, in my opinion, is that the Superalati.rs company sells tools from all manufacturers, and it is very difficult to find any sort of quality tools in my country. And I often have to rely, things are not available in my city for start. My city is second largest in Serbia, Novi Sad, but very often only in capital, in Belgrade, can I find some tools, or often not, but I have to order them and wait and so on. So I often order online from companies that are situated in Belgrade, and the Superalati is one of the ones that I've been very happy with to work with, and they help me get tools from different manufacturers. So I can get Vera screwdrivers that I like a lot for screwdrivers, but I can also get Unior hub cup and cone keys, or wrenches, spanners, cone spanners, because those are my favorite, and so on. So I can pick what I like, and what I think is best, and what has proven to be good for me. And I'm not in any way tied to a certain brand, because not every brand, most brands don't make every tool to be my first choice. There are always different top picks, for me at least. And what else did I want to note? So yes, I did not ask for any money, because the tools, the deal is very simple. If I need some hand tools, I can order them, get them for free, and in return make a presentation and a review in my native, and that's as far as my obligations go, and I am completely free to make my reviews long, short, however I want to. My experience with some other companies, when we were doing some sponsorship discussions, negotiations, the companies often insist on certain settings, certain design background, length, and of course the content needs to be positive or very mostly positive, and doesn't give me liberty to do what I think is best. And so in this case it's as good as it gets as far as I'm concerned, and so for me it was super fair and good to just get for free tools that I would have bought anyway for the price they were selling, and make a review that I would have made anyway after having worked with those tools. So, but in return the company Superalati does get some sort of advertising. So I think it's a good, fair deal, and that's what I will be doing. And whenever I happen to be using or making a review of a tool that I got for free, or if it happens, if I get paid for testing a tool, I intend to state that clearly, because I think it's only fair to disclose it. And for just those who want to laugh a little bit, ordinary experience when shopping in Serbia. So it goes a bit like this, and it's similar when you're working with online shops or with brick and mortar stores. So if you find a product, you see it on a website, and normal thing to do would be to click, put it in your basket and order it, pay for it online, and you get it shipping. That's how it works in Germany and as far as I understand in United States and many other countries. But in Serbia it is a lot more fun, generally. So the very common, very usual scenario is that you can put things in the basket, order it, and then in a week or so you will get an email notifying you that they haven't got that product. Or to make it more fun, it can happen that they send you, if you order 5 red chairs, for example, they send you 3 and they say we haven't got any more. So if you don't check what you they may charge you just for 3. That's not a problem, but the problem is that you pay for 3 and then you cannot find 2 more in the same style and same design, so you can be in a problem. That's for some things when aesthetics and having one sort of a set is important. Also, that would normally that would lead you to a conclusion that you should check, and so I often do pick up the phone and call the sales company and store and check, do you have that? I wish to order, relatively recently I needed to order 6 light bulbs and I wanted the same color, the same series and everything, and have 6 of the same, of some decent quality. And so I got on the phone and called the company and they said, yes, we have it. Okay, that company is fortunately very near my house, so I didn't have to spend a lot of time to wait, and I could get there relatively quickly. It was just a few kilometers on a bicycle. Okay, cold and rainy and windy day, but it's not a problem, not too much time wasted. But when I got into the shop, they spent some 15 minutes going through their warehouse and they couldn't find 6 light bulbs. And so I was patient waiting, and so I asked, well, I did call you on the phone to check before I came here. Yes, it was on the computer, it says we have it, but it must be So that's very common. Not every shop does it, but most shops face those problems, and most shops, practically all shops, have them from time to time. And there are very few exceptions to that, and the sponsor now of my channel in Serbo-Croatian is one of the companies who are an exception to that. So the communication is very painless and very easy, simple, and yes, it happens that sometimes they do not have things on in their warehouse, but they let you know immediately and see how it can be fixed. They give you a reasonable deadline when they can really source it. If they can't, if they cannot, they tell you that right away. So it's a nice doing business with them for me, and I often order tools if I cannot find them in my city, or if I run into some hassle, as I have just explained, then I order from very few shops that I like working with, and the before noted is one of those. So I'm not sure if this was interesting to anyone, but I think it was a good idea to share it, and that might give you some perspective, because sometimes my tool choices are, how do I say, enforced by what I can source. If I want to order from Amazon.com a certain tool, I have to pay about $50 or more for shipping very often. Sometimes it's a bit less, but often it's in that range or more. And then on the cost of shipping and the cost of the tool, I need to pay some roughly 40% extra of that whole amount together, then multiply it by 1.4. That's the price that I pay for getting that to my home, hopefully, and with a few months, often a few months of that product waiting at Serbian customs until they check and decide how much they want to rip me off. So it's very frustrating, very difficult, and very expensive to get stuff here. Generally, it's a very small market. Big companies don't have representatives here, and they don't have, even when there is a representative, they don't store many tools and parts and whatever they are selling, because the turnover is very small. So you always order and wait, but that's the fortunate situation. Then you pay just 30 or 50% more than abroad. But if you cannot find it anyway, then you need to order it from abroad, and then as a normal customer, not a company, not a registered importer, it ends up being roughly double the price. So it's very, very painful. And I run into the same situations when companies want to send me bicycles or some other products to do reviews. They need to, in order to get a $1,000 bicycle, to give it a test ride, the company that sends it to me, even if I say I'll do it for free, just send me the bicycle, they will need to expect to pay about $500 in import taxes and our value-added tax, PDV in Serbian, and we'll have to wait for a month or two for that product or bicycle to be held at our customs until it finally reaches me, and I have to be the one to pay. I don't think they can pay it in advance. The customs, they have to calculate it, and then I have to pay it technically, so they would have to send me the money, and it's very difficult to do business in Serbia, and especially to provide good customer service and to offer some good tools. So I will be making reviews when I bother these a bit more, but these are workshop scissors by Milwaukee company, and first impressions are very positive, and that's one of the tools that I was able to get thanks to my sponsor, regardless of the sponsorship deal. They gave the best price, and they were one of the few shops that imported and let me buy this. So that's all I have for you today, and I will see you in some more videos. Technically nothing has changed, but I wish to have this video so that I can reference to it whenever I'm in the future making any sort of tool review that is paid, or where I did not pay for a tool. The same goes for any bicycles, should that happen to be the case. I do get offers, but there are some technical problems, and when those are overcome, there are the problems of companies making demands that do not sound acceptable to me, most primarily in terms of I don't like doing sales and real advertising. I want to provide feedback to satisfy my own curiosity, to disassemble it all, to see what it's like, how it works, find the weak spots, and see compared to other stuff where it is at as best as I can. And that's what I like doing, and that's what I plan to keep doing. And I'm sure that there will be more companies that are happy with that philosophy. It's only a matter of time, but whenever that is the case, that's my policy, and that's what you can expect. Again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you if you sat through this whole video, and I'll see you in some video where I'm actually doing something, not just talking. Cheers, stay cool.